Hey everyone, today is day 63 of Daily CGI. Welcome back to the channel. It's that time of the night again. I'm going to provide you with a daily update letting you know what kind of progress I made in today's study session. Just before we get to that, I got another thing. I got this art book, The Art of Immortals, Phoenix Rising. It'll be flipped for you. Hopefully you can sort of see it, yeah? This thing was too cheap for me to resist. It was 19 Australian dollars, which includes, as always, a 10% goods and services tax built into the advertised price. Fantastic. Couldn't turn it down. Saw that on sale last month, and I got a friend to pick it up for me because it wasn't in stock in any of my local stores. But yeah, I got it this weekend, given to me, which is nice. So it's a good get. Anyway, moving on from that, what I studied in Blender tonight, I continued following the Scripting for Artists course presented by Dr. Sieber and Stuvel. I did 2 more videos from his series. The first of the 2 videos covered Python data types. I won't bore you too much with that, but data types like integer, floating point, boolean, strings, none, Blender specific types like objects, mesh, lamp, and Blender math types like vector, matrix, Euler, etc. And then the second video got a bit more complicated. It was about collections, so the use of lists and dicts, creating functions, and Seaburn touched on some ways of thinking about restructuring code after you initially see that it works successfully, and then he introduced the concept and the use of tuples as well right at the end there. So I came out of this session with a better understanding of how to use Python in the context of Blender. Some very specific examples, some very specific scripts, one where we were able to mass rename objects in Blender. So say you have gone with a certain naming convention and you have like hundreds of objects and it's like r_cube, r_hand, r_adder, l_baldric, you get the point. But then you want to rename all the objects at once, so that the L or the R appear at the end as sort of a suffix as opposed to at the beginning. So we learn how to use this script to check an object to see if it begins with L_ or R_, and then if it does, it would rename it so that _L or _R appear at the end and not the beginning. So that was straightforward enough. One more example, which you can see on the screen here. You've got 4 Suzanne heads spaced differently along the x-axis, and let's say 2 with a negative x location value on the left and 2 with a positive x location value on the right. In this case, the ones on the left are called Suzanne L and Bill L. The ones on the right are called Fred R and Alan R. I haven't got the script on the screen, but if we run it, oh yeah, it basically takes the negative value here, -3, and what is it? It's times is that by -1, which puts it on the positive side of things. So it'll be this exact same number, but positive. And the same with this negative, it'll take it from -5 to 5. And then these ones will go from like 6 to -6 and 3 to -3. So that it basically flips them. And also it'll change their name from Alan R to Alan L, Bill L to Bill L to Bill R. You get the gist. So we run it. Blue and yellow should end up on the right. Red and green end up on the left, and when you run it again, it'll reverse it again. So that's just another example that we learned. And then finally, last thing for the night, I studied more Disney Illusion of Life because I'm absolutely blown away by how interesting animation and some of these fundamental techniques are. So tonight I learned mostly about speed lines, staggers, and vibrations, and I looked up a bunch of examples of where they were used in the 1930s in Disney's animations. Vibration effect was used, let's see. Vibration effect is like a horizontal ghosting effect where they animate, in this case it was a Goofy example from an animated short called Clock Cleaners. He's sort of inside a massive clock tower bell, and then an automaton comes and strikes the bell. He gets hit with that shockwave with that internal vibration and falls to the ground. It's close up of Goofy's face, and then instead of one solid face, you see his face, but then other ghosting faces to the left and to the right of him, which change from frame to frame. So it goes from like one face to three faces to five faces to seven to three to five, whatever. You get the gist. And yeah, it's a cool technique that they used to pretty great effect. The other one was shot from The Adventures of Mr. Toad, where a weasel rushes to shake the hand of the toad, and they use speed lines to emphasize or exaggerate the speed at which they're going. The speed line trails his actions, and when he finally comes to a stop, the speed lines take a few frames to catch up with him. So that was a really cool technique. And then once you start seeing these things in animation, you can't unsee them. I rounded out the night watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, because there was a whole section in The Illusion of Life about Bill Teitler, who worked extensively on that film. And yeah, it's so damn good. I hadn't seen this movie since I was a kid, and it's, I mean, no wonder everyone likes these films, right? There's so much charm to them. But yeah, the main thing I note here is that seeing examples of the principles being used, it's like once you know the principles, you can't unsee the principles, and you're constantly looking out for them. So I was just going through certain scenes, breaking them down frame by frame, and looking for squash and stretch and drag and some of those techniques, you know. And I sure did find them. I even found... you know, when the dwarves would run, I saw the speed lines trailing their actions to a lesser extent versus like The Adventures of Mr. Toad, but it's still there. It's subtle yet effective. So yeah, that's where we're calling it for tonight. I don't really hate to nerd out over the animation stuff. I actually quite love it, but hopefully you can tolerate it as I continue to learn more. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.